Hello and welcome to the Blue House Bull Session, coming at you on this gorgeous Wednesday, Wednesday in October. This glorious today, whatever day it is, the 13th. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. It's the 13th. That's how numbers
I don't
work.
think that works. That's not how numbers work. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I am J Artist, joined as always, I'm going to point the right direction first try by my best friend and partner in crime, Uber Fuzzy. I didn't even look. I'm hoping I did that right. Is it that? That's the right direction. Okay. Despite the way the camera's mirrored, every week I manage to forget which way I have to point to indicate your little window view.
Make a little sign, put it in front of you, and put Fuzzy that way.
If I were a smart man...
So you know which way to point, regardless of what the screen says.
Fair. Good call. So, what's new? What's exciting? What's been happening?
Been playing Satisfactory.
I've been playing Minecraft. We've been working on projects too. We had a meeting with, I fielded a meeting with Tantrum. We had a meeting with Tantrum. I stood in for we.
Yes.
But we got some definitive steps together on a project we're working on with them, which I'm really excited for. And started getting some merch designs over there too. Which I am super hyped for, and will absolutely be blasting the link everywhere. If you want Let's Cafe merch or Hergel merch in general, we got you, fam. We got you.
Yeah, is that going to be, I guess it doesn't really, but is it going to be mainly Let's Cafe stuff to start, or will it be game agnostic Hergel stuff?
What I'd like to have at the beginning is some token amount of Hergel in general stuff, but a focus on Let's Cafe, because there's a lot more potential there for things, and I've had some very specific requests for things already.
Yeah.
So, ultimately, as we branch out into cool new stuff, we're going to have a lot more to show off, but
just kind of wondering about that.
Yeah. We have a lot of options. We have many options. So, I've been playing Minecraft, and we are rapidly approaching Halloween. And I started to ask you earlier on your stream, I started to say something about a Minecraft haunted house, and then I said I should save it for stream. I have some ideas, and I'm going to share them here because I don't think anybody that's actually going to explore that thing watches this show. And if they do, spoiler alert, plug your nose so you don't hear this. So I want to make a maze. That's pretty de facto, in a haunted house. You have the maze, you get lost forever. Out of doors.
Yeah.
Because the way doors operate, I can just put like a ton of doors as walls, and every time you open or close one, the structure of the maze inherently changes.
What stops you from just opening all the doors and going in a straight line?
Because it's a maze. If you open a door, it becomes a wall on a different side.
Yeah, but then you're walking into another section with another door, and you just open that and just...
Unless that has a door that's already closed in front of you and opens and changes the path.
But the path doesn't matter if they're doors. You can just open all of them and go in a straight line.
Yes, but you're assuming a straight line will lead you to the exit.
That is true.
And if I remove the rest of your orientation ability, I can't turn off debug mode. You can go read your coordinates at any time and see what direction you're facing. But if I make the floor, ceiling, and walls, like the containing walls of the door maze, out of black concrete, so you don't have like a frame of reference for where you are in the room, aside from the doors,
you make the exit a hole in the floor.
Yes.
You got to find the right square in the doors to go down.
Yes, and then the next level of the haunted house. First of all, let me tell you about the most terrifying and torturous thing. The exit is. See, I'm trying to decide if I want to make it terrifying or torture. Because the hole in the floor that you go down is going to be a tunnel, just a straight down tunnel that you jump into. And the two options I have are, do I line the edges with lava, which can actually kill you? Or dig this, I fill the tunnel with spider webs and line it with honey blocks and slime blocks. And I make it like 16 blocks tall. So you jump into this hole, and then it takes you 5 minutes to sink all the way to the next floor.
No. 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 Don't do that, Jason.
And then I need to go out to the end. And I need to find an end ship. I already have my own set of elytra, but I need a dragon head. Because you can redstone power a dragon head to animate it. If I have a dragon head sticking out from the front of a small panel of iron fence, and I build a black stone, black concrete, realistic-looking dragon body behind that's piston-powered to flap its wings. So you finally sink to the bottom of this terrible, terrible pit of death, right? Thank you so much for the raid, and welcome. Welcome, raiders. If you don't want spoiled what I'm doing for the Minecraft haunted house, you plug your ears, but I'm doing a haunted house for Halloween in Minecraft. Anyway, once you get down to the end of the torture pit, there's a realistic-looking dragon, ender dragon, because I'll have the dragon head, and I'll have the body behind the cage, and I'll have it lit up, and I'll have some endermen and boats to make scary noises. And I can use, in theory, I can use a dispenser to shoot fire charges just like fireballs. So I can have a realistic moving ender dragon head that shoots fireballs at you with the piston-powered body in the background. And you have to turn and run away, you know. And then I need to get channeling. I need to get a channeling enchantment. I have been AFK fishing for hours and hours and okay. Look, I got a vent. I have been collecting fully enchanted tridents for all of my friends. For everybody. You're all my friends. I have been trying to build up a stock of fully enchanted tridents, right? Mm-hmm. I put channeling on a trident in the end, because we have an Enderman grinder out there with an enchantment table and anything. And because I am an idiot, I threw it at an Enderman. And I missed. And it fell off the world. It doesn't matter how loyal your trident is if it falls out of the void. So after all the grinding I did to get a channeling trident, I then threw it into a bottomless pit, and it's gone forever. And I have not gotten another channeling book since. So I need to get channeling. That is all coming back to, I need to get channeling so I can make myself some charged creepers, so I can get myself some mob heads, so I can use armor stands to make a hall of horrors where you walk past all the zombie head, skeleton head, creeper head, you know, whatever other heads I can acquire, just standing at you. I'm mounted on a sticky piston so it looks like they're coming right at you. And play all the spooky noises on a jukebox in the room, whatever. And then I need a black and white spiral tunnel, you know, the vertigo disorienting ones. And I think I can use sticky pistons to make it look like it's rotating, or I can just have it like switch back and forth on a checkerboard pattern to stripes or something.
Mm-hmm.
But make a disorientation hallway after that. I'm trying to think of what other fun stuff we did when we worked at actual haunted house, when we were hanging out with Keith and all of that. I can't do the suspension bridge. I wish I could.
We did the vertigo.
I have a plan for monsters that come at you. I have a plan for the dragon. I have the horrible maze idea. I have the tunnel of torture.
How cringe do you want to be?
What are you thinking?
You have a hallway of signs. Put them behind glass or something, just so people don't accidentally click them. And have ones just say like, student debt, medical bills, oh, you're dying alone. It just.
What if? See, it would take some finagling to get this to work, but what if I built it near a spider spawner? And just wherever you are, there are spiders outside actively looking at you at all times. You know, put up chains. I think chains would be my best bet. What's the most transparent block that will prevent them coming through? I think chains is going to be it.
Will they go through string?
Oh, I don't know. I should check and see if they can go through string. And then just put up a ton of string on the like vertical string walls on the outside. That would do it. If anyone is playing on the Zelda server and wonders why I started the bee farm, that is part of it. Not for the bees, but for the side product. And then
Bees.
You know, have the mad scientist lab with a bunch of candles and also brewing stations, and like trap a witch in the floor underneath it and name the witch so you just hear witch cackling the whole time, and mushrooms in a cauldron and all of that. I have ideas, and I have 2 days to work on it. I have a week until Halloween. I have a ton of other stuff that I have to do. I have other projects I need to be working on. If you divide up my time evenly and I don't sleep for the next 2 weeks, I have 2 days to work on it.
No, you don't, Jason. Because for Halloween, you're going somewhere and you're leaving a day or two early.
I'm counting that in already. I'm already counting that in. That's why I say I'm not allowed to sleep at all for the next 2 weeks, because afterwards I'll be catching up. And while I'm there, I'll be working from my laptop. Okay. Point is... Nah. Now I will. But yeah, my Minecraft Haunted House. It is not exactly an annual tradition, but I have done it at least 2 other times and used some similar ideas, although very different in scope. We did one on Jackson's server when he ran it for a little while, and I did one more on a friend's server when she ran it for a little while. Where am I going? I am attending a friend's wedding over in Pennsylvania. I am the man of honor again. She didn't learn her lesson the first time.
I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say it.
No, I cannot take responsibility for what happened. If anything, I think I was a good influence, and when they were elsewhere, that is when things went sideways and he turned into the kind of person that he turned into. But I digress. Yes. I like this guy. And he seems to be okay with me, which took a little while. But it was, oddly enough, his suggestion that I reprise this role. And that was like, I knew we were good then. I felt like I had made it. Like, he finally gets me if he's like, yeah, make Jason your maid of honor again. It's like, all right, hell yeah, I'm into it.
I believe the technical term is dude of honor.
Man of honor is what we've been using. When you have a guy in that role. But yeah.
I wonder if there actually is a more correct term.
Always a bridesmaid, man, I'm telling you. You know what else I need? I need a souvenir shop. I need a souvenir shop, and I know how to do it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, have I got this? All right. If I can make some pixel art that fits in 16 by 16, whatever size, that just has, like, a picture of a haunted house and says, like, I made it or something. Build it out someplace really remote and get a map. Make a ton of those maps and name them and lock them. And then build a vending machine. So at the end, you deposit your whatever, and the vending machine spits out a poster that you can hang up in your house that says, I visited the haunted house. Okay, maybe that's next year's plan. That might take a little bit more, but
I visited the Jason
yeah,
house and all I got was this lousy map.
yeah.
Can that be a thing?
It sure can. Minecraft sniffer noises, ASMR 10 hours can be a thing. That can be a thing. By the way, I will be recording that this week. No. Look, sniffer noises are cute, okay? Sniffer noise, sleeping ASMR is really cute, especially with nature sounds with no monsters in it and no music. I'm turning the music off. I just want the sniffer noises and maybe occasionally some water and a frog going burp burp, because that's the noise frogs make. But I went and got a super fancy shader pack and a couple of resource packs to make it look nice. And got everything set up in my little farm with a very pretty background and everything, so I can record a 10-hour video of Minecraft. But just sniffer noises, the occasional frog, it's in peaceful mode, and then when they sploot and they find a thing, and then they're like, I love that noise. They're so happy. They're so pleased with themselves. But yes, that's going to be an upcoming YouTube video from yours truly, is Minecraft ASMR sniffer noises, 10 hours, shader graphics.
Well, that's convenient enough because did you see YouTube has a sleep timer option now?
I did not.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you look near in the end of the gear, under like play speed, there's a sleep timer option now.
Nice. That's handy. I like that. That could really, because I've been sleeping to YouTube for 1,000,000 years now. You know, I rotate through what it is as a rule, and the sniffer noises thing is inspired by the fact that I wanted that and it didn't exist yet. PM Seymour's fine and dandy, but you don't want to wake up to him, and I can't get out of bed if I have, you know, Grant Sanderson gently massaging my ears with math. Nobody wants to walk away from that. But yeah, I'm having way too much fun on the Zeldathon Minecraft server, and it has me interested in some single player stuff, which again, I know I don't have the time for right now, but I'm like making my list of what I want to do when we get one of these projects finished enough that I can breathe. I don't even know what the cool mod packs are anymore. Should I be playing Feed the Beast? Should I be playing all the mods? Should I be playing better Minecraft?
It kind of depends what you want to do.
Dig.
No, that's not what I mean. If you want a good kitchen sink pack,
Yeah.
like I just want to play with all the mods. I basically want Sandbox Plus.
I want more Minecraft. I don't want more stuff to do. I just want more of it.
Well, that's why I say it depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
If what you want is, like I said, Sandbox Plus, or you want progression, you want to work on a thing, or you want factory style stuff, before we had Factorio in a done state, and in fact a 2.0 done state, or Satisfactory, before these games were available, the Feed the Beast team had a sort of offshoot of the factory style stuff, and they even did the Skyblock style, which became Sky Factory, which was its own 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions. They had so many of them, they came back around and redid Skyblock or Sky Factory 1, like ONE, and was a redoing of the stuff that was in the first one, because it had been like 8 or 9 years, and all of it like evolved. Like, let's redo the feeling of the first one, but with all newer mods. It's like, that's been around long enough.
See, Red, what you're looking for is called creative mode.
Yeah.
I just want all the items to appear in my inventory. Stand yourself up a little single player game and put it in creative and try everything there. See all the blocks that are available, mess around with them. You don't have to go collect things. If you want to try something out, make yourself a little dumpy super flat world and experiment with it. Measure things out that way,
Yep.
That's a lot of how I... Let me be careful and say this accurately. I want to speak truth. That is a lot of how I should be prototyping the things that I build. It's how I intend to test things out. What I do is I just build it live and prod on a multiplayer server because I'm a jerk. But I should be verifying it in single player first.
That's why I always see people like, why would you experiment outside of creative? Because like you have to go get this stuff to do it. Don't learn in a resource limited environment.
There is a strange appeal to that, though. It is not an optimal way to do it, but that is a way of giving yourself a purposeful challenge in Minecraft. If you are not the just go conquer all the things. That is the way of imposing on yourself a limitation that extends the gameplay satisfaction. You know what else I want? I have a
Tell
really...
me what you want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want to stand up a multiplayer server for me and my friends. And I want to use the April Fool's snapshot that was the content update, where it randomly generated dimensions when you threw a book into the Nether portal. The snapshot had infinity in the name, or infinite, or something like that. But it was an April Fool's snapshot. But the gimmick was you made another portal, you got a book and quill, and you wrote something in the book, and then you threw it into the portal. And there were a couple special Easter egg ones that were specific things, like a checkerboard dimension and a dimension that had a shrine that had footprints in it, and a dimension that had just one villager with signs outside that said go away. But the rest are all like randomly spawned using different combinations of color filters and biomes and things like that. And I want a multiplayer server on that. I want you to be able to have your own whole ass dimension for your base. And if you end up in one that's like a ton of end ships above a lake of lava, cool. That sounds like an awesome place to build a base. Also, you can portal back to the overworld and go to the dimension that just has a block that's Langton's ant on an infinitely large white canvas.
There was, well, I guess still is, for some value of it exists in all timelines. There was / is a very, very well done Minecraft mod called Mistcraft. It was a blatant ripoff of the Myst series. Books, generated dimensions, blah blah blah. And it was written by, I'm blanking on his name. It was something cool though. It was like Doctor or Wizard or something or other.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. But the thing is, a lot of Minecraft mods, because they don't charge for them to avoid any, like, you can't charge for them because you get money. Mojang would get like kind of up in your guff. But they tend to have GitHubs, like, this is where you get the mod from, this is where all the source is at, this is where you file issues. And I'm one of the people that exists for, because when I find a bug, I will give you very detailed information, and I will tell you exactly what I was doing, and here's the exact debug thing. And you know what? If you have your source code there, I can probably figure out half where it's at in the thing. I can't fix it, but like, hey, I had a bug here, and based on the trace code, I bet it's in this file. If you're doing something's happening in this function when it goes to instantiate a new book, and then it breaks here, but I don't know where deeper in. I am that person. But I would file a lot of bug reports about this thing. And I got talking to the guy like a lot, and he followed me on Twitter and stuff. And he would like randomly comment on stuff I posted. And I'm like, that's really weird.
Yeah.
And then I found out it's because he's the brother of some other Minecraft YouTube player, streamer person, and who also does Minecraft development stuff, but it's like his older brother.
Nice.
And apparently they both watch, back when I would stream Minecraft like a long time ago, they would like watch me and stuff. It's like, that's really weird.
Isn't it cool though? Weird.
But I got really into playing that Minecraft mod, the Myst stuff, because I was such a Myst fan.
Yeah.
And that, like you saying, like, and you would create a, it was like a multi-step thing. You would like create like a book core and enchant it with certain things, and then put it in a book binder, and it would make the portal to the world. But it would generate a new dimension for you based on the properties that you put in the book core. Like, you would infuse it with things, and like that would determine the random scene. It would make you a dimension full of, all the mountains were made out of emerald, or all the water was replaced with molten iron, or whatever. You could make a dimension of whatever you wanted. You wanted a super flat world, or you wanted higher, like anything you could control in the Minecraft seed generation system, the thing, and it would generate you dimensions. And the more good stuff you added to it, it would add detrimental effects, because it would have to balance it out.
Yeah.
If you had like a real boring world, it would be stable forever. But like, as you added, like, I want all the grass to be replaced by diamonds, well, your corruption would just start super high. And if it got too high, the world would slowly start decaying. And if you were in the world when it started decaying, if it completely decayed while you're in there, you died. Like, the dimension collapsed and just, you were dead.
Oh, that's great.
Like, your corpse is gone like that. And then it would delete the dimension file off of your disk and everything. Because this way, because every dimension you go into is a separate set of files on your computer, like the Nether and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how it has its own map. It's just another numbered dimension. Well, this would create new ones, and then you could delete them because you had to power to maintain the link and stuff. But like, this was a insanely in-depth mod just to make worlds to go get stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the reason I got into it is one of the Sky Factory packs that was like one of the that was where you how you got resources. You got access to the Mist books very early on, and your idea was that's how you went and got resources. You could create a fairly stable, simple world where like, oh, just iron was super abundant, and you would make one and go in there and get thousands and thousands of iron and come back, and then you could get rid of it. Like when you needed a thing, you made a bespoke world, ran in there and got your stuff, like going on a mining trip, and then let it collapse. And like that was your resource gathering.
There's another April Fool's snapshot update that also introduces a poison potato dimension.
Oh God.
And if only I could combine those three things, the Mist one, the infinite content snapshot, and the poison potato dimension snapshot, that would pretty much be the optimal multiplayer server. Also, we need the swaggiest stairs. The netherite block stairs. That needs to be an item.
Minecraft.
I'm still mad. I want you guys to know, I am still taking my revenge on the entirety of the sea. I am still conquering every ocean monument I can find, and it's not to try and deprive anyone of anything. I'm happy to share. You want to go kill some Elder Guardians? Let me know. But I am going in and jacking up their mess because I am mad at the ocean for taking away my netherite gear. There. I said it again. I'm going to take a couple stacks of sponges, and I'm going to dry one out entirely. I'm going to surround the ocean around it with sand, and I am going to start at the top, and I am going to dry it out and put my base in a depleted ocean monument because I swore revenge on the sea. Poseidon shall taste my wrath at every moment.
XComp.
Have to throw me a link.
That's his Soren?
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother's XComp who made Mistcraft.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Today
I'm
I
just
learned.
Like, why? Yeah.
Nice.
They live like super far. Like Soren had been off at college for like his 4 years at college that took,
9.5.
6.5 years. Yeah.
Lots of people go to college for 9 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. Ha, Tommy boy. Anyway, I'm at some point when I have time, if I ever have time again, I'm going to install a everything mod pack. What I really want is I want more resources. And I don't mean increased quantity, I mean wider variety.
Look into
alchemy or alchemistry or something like that is one of them.
There's a genre of mods. They usually call them like sprinkles because it was like, it's vanilla. I want to play vanilla, but I want a little bit extra. I don't want another flavor. I want vanilla, but I just want a little bit on top. So they call them sprinkles.
I get you. You are ringing.
Yes.
But yeah.
Hello, how may I direct your call?
Uh-oh. He's taking.
Do you have a routing number? No. Do you have an LMM routing number? This is a shipping dock. That's how you get off their list.
Nice.
Like if they sound like, oh, we're calling from your utility company. Like, hey, do you have a routing number? This is a shipping dock. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I'm busy. I got trucks to move here. What do you want? And they're like, oh crap, this is a company.
I might have to remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want more stuff I can dig out of the ground. And if I can do things with it, cool. But, like, I'm not looking for a huge new mechanic. I want sapphires. The other kind of sapphires. You know? And I want tin. I want
tin. You can make bronze.
yeah, exactly. I want what's the red stuff? The mercury stuff. Cinnabar. Cinnabar.
Hmm.
I want cinnabar ore so I can make mercury. And if I huff too much mercury vapor, I should get poisoned.
That was actually a thing. There was another Minecraft mod that got real into. I think it was like Alchemicraft or something. It was a very, very realistic, as in like somebody did their chemistry super doctorate or stuff and knew what the fuck was going on with actual chemicals and then made it into a Minecraft mod.
Nice.
And like, if you crafted with cinnabar, it would release a small toxic cloud around that crafting bench for like a few minutes, like, and stuff like that. It's like, you know, there's a line of realism.
Okay. You know, here I'm sure someone has done this. I'm saying it so that I can find it, not so that I can will it into existence. You know, enchanting tables, like you get higher level stuff if they're surrounded by bookshelves.
Up to a certain point, yeah.
There should be a thing like that for crafting, where if you have a block of some type surrounded by some number of other block of some type, you get access to a 4x4 crafting grid and all new recipes.
Oh, what was that called?
I knew it existed. I knew it existed. But like,
No, there's a mod that adds a 9x9 crafting table, but it's like the end game of the pack, and you're building up to be able to craft like these super mega like thing. It's you create creative items, like the creative battery that just has infinite power draw.
yeah.
But to get there, you have to do all of this stuff forever. But like you have to make one of the top tier nuclear reactors and one of the top tier solar farm, like, and all this stuff, and then you build it in this giant thing, and then you craft an infinite battery power or an infinite water block, or literally creative items.
See, that just makes me think, and I know like they've kind of done this with the ether and things like that. But here's your silly gimmick, tying all of this back together, going to the infinite content update with the throwing the books in the portal and everything, and the ether, which is to get to that you build a portal out of glowstone and you light it with water.
The anti-nether portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's my idea for the mod that I want to make is any block in portal formation, a 4x5 rectangle, hollow in the middle, you should be able to light it. And it takes you to some sort of relevant dimension. If I build a portal frame out of diamond ore and I light it and I go to some sort of diamond adjacent dimension. Maybe diamonds grow on trees. Every time you cut down a tree and wood, get an apple, you get a diamond. And it can be all small differences for the most part,
Is it deterministic? If I make the exact same portal, do I go to the same world?
You go to a world generated the same way.
I'm thinking like on a server. If I
yes, you go to the same diamond dimension. Yeah.
If we both make the same portal, do we both go to the same nether?
Yeah.
If we make the same portal 100 blocks apart, do we go in? Do we see each other, or is it create a new instance?
It'll be the same one. It'll be one stock one for every type of building block. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I can just see.
Especially if you did nether type rules where it wasn't a
1-to-one
On
distance,
1-to-one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only opaque blocks. It's only like solid opaque blocks. You know, you couldn't do it with chain, although that's tempting just on its own merit. But you could do it with dirt. If you make a dirt portal and you go through the dirt portal, and I'm going to quit saying that because it sounds like a terrible euphemism. The point is, you end up in super flat.
Well, it's not like you said the mud portal.
Then you end up in super flat swamp. Don't. I hear it going through your head. Don't do it. Don't do it. But it's okay if you build one out of chiseled sandstone. You end up in a desert with a bunch of like desert villages and desert temples, the pyramids, except all the villagers are creepers. And it's just a desert with creeper villages. They don't blow up. They're regular villagers. They're just creeper textured. And if you build one out of magma cubes, magma cubes, magma blocks, you know the ones. The lava rocks. If you build one out of that, you just end up in a sea of lava. There's just no way out. Hope you brought lava protection. You're swimming through a floor-to-ceiling nothing but lava.
Hope you brought lava protection.
But if you build one out of beehives, you end up in a flowery meadow with tons of bees everywhere.
Bees?
And the oceans are full of honey. And if you build one out of fletching tables, it's useless. Because fletching tables are useless.
They're useless?
Well, no, not really, but yes. They were very useful in the poison potato thing. I watched a video on the snapshots the other night, the April Fool's ones. And that's what had it floating through my head. And then, you know, I need to... After I saw it, I needed to go install single player, the multi-content dimension snapshot and all of that. So now I have like 6 different installs of Minecraft on my computer because of one night of YouTube videos. Point is, I keep saying I want to get into modding Minecraft, like making my own mods for it. Start with data packs, branch out from there. And I'm saying a lot of these things out loud, partly because I want to play them. And the ones that don't exist the way I envision them, I am documenting what I'd like to work on down the road. Until ultimately, I have my own business, hosting Minecraft servers with my own bullshit content on them.
See, you laugh, but...
If I have a decent enough pack in my... You do not pay for the mod. You can get the mod for free. If you want a hosted multiplayer server, though, come through us. We do the maintenance on it, because all that shit's automatable, and you're basically paying us for access to a multiplayer server with the mod. You can get the mod for free, host it yourself, yeah, whatever, but if you want a one-button solution, just put in your credit card and hit the button. Mm-hmm. It's an option we have. I'm just making note of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still want my root beer. Any plant you can find that counts as a root, warped roots and crimson roots and like mangrove roots and like anything that counts as a root in Minecraft that is a decorative plantable block, you should be able to brew into root beer. I don't know what root beer does, but you should be able to brew it into root beer. You know, throw some water bottles and roots in a brewing stand and make root beer. And I still want to be able to collect the tears from crying obsidian. And I know we talked about what we could do with something like. There's one for you. What? See, crying obsidian is like enchanted obsidian, ostensibly, right? It's got something extra magical about it, which is why it purple tears and all of that. I think a crying obsidian portal in the any solid block portal variant should be like amplified nether. It's nether 2.0. It's even netherier. Too nether, too furious.
No. Just no.
Oh, well, no. Hear me out. You know how they have nether fortresses? And you know how they have bastions with the, like, piglins and all the blackstone and all of that?
I'll take your word for it.
We combine the two of those, and you have bastion fortresses, and you have, like, piglin blazes. And you have, like... What could we do with wither skeletons that's even worse? Mini withers. Like halfway between a wither skeleton and the wither, we have mini withers.
So like the baby skeletons?
Yeah. But a wither.
A wither.
Oh, if you do it out of any skulk block, you just like show up in front of a warden who hits you over the head with the club and you're dead. That's it. It's just game over. I'm like running down the list in my head, thinking of all the different types of solid blocks you could make a portal out of and what would that dimension be like. And this is way too much fun, and I should be writing them down in a notebook, of which I have a stack right over here. You can't see them. They're off camera. You know what? I can fix that. Here, let me grab half of my stack of notebooks. And then some more. I have notebooks aplenty right off camera over here. I sent Amaya a picture yesterday while she was streaming. All those notebooks, I had a meeting with MC on Monday. All those notebooks, and I wrote down my notes on an old receipt because it was in front of me on my desk. It was the shipping thing from my surprise Girl Scout goodies.
I have one of these things, the Post-it note spiral. What's it? Somebody got it for something. They're non-sticky. That's the thing I like it. They're just glue bound. This used to be many other colors, and I'm just slowly going through them. But like, I just grab all my notes get taken on 3-inch by 3-inch squares of paper.
And don't get me wrong, I use the notebooks, but
anytime I have a whole sheet of paper, I'm like, what am I going to do with all this space?
I use the notebooks. I do write notes in them, but when I need to write a note right now, I reach for the first blank enough piece of paper in front of me. What I should do is move one of those notebooks over here. Mm-hmm. Problem is, I put all my notebooks together.
The little keyboard. It's like a keyboard stand, but like above the keyboard, like where the cable would normally go. There's like about a keyboard size slab of white glass, and you use it like a dry erase board to like write things on.
I have not.
And I'm like, that's so dumb. But I'm like, at the same time, it would be perfect when like you quickly need to jot something down temporarily.
Yeah.
Like, I need to remember this number. Like, don't remember the number. Just write it down. And then quickly wipe it away. Like, it is externalized very short-term memory.
When you need to remember a thing.
Yes.
I took notes because there was a thing I had to write down. If I'd have known the detail, I probably would have reached for an actual notepad. And immediately when I was done, see, I'm proud of myself for this. I realize it does not sound like a big deal, but to me it is a big deal because it's outside of my normal method of operation, and I'm trying to retrain myself. Immediately after I got off the phone with MC, I took the notes I had scribbled down and I typed them up and I put them in the project channel so that I had a written record, so that when I couldn't figure out what my notes meant anymore, I had it written down somewhere else and explained properly.
Yep.
I am proud of myself for that, as silly as it sounds. It's the same thing talking to Alpha this week is we had our conversation and I wrote down everything we discussed in that conversation in the project channel. I need to go through and update that one because there have been changes to it. But when I do that, that's because I'm going to push the new repository up, which is where I'm starting to document the stuff as I'm starting to work on that. By the way, I've started to work on documenting the structure for that finally. Now that we have this in a little more solidified detail.
Yeah, we can get a project of that size. And yes, we are being intentionally vague because this is a real grown-up project.
Yeah.
It's going to be one that has to be grown, basically.
Yeah.
We're going to have to like bootstrap and placeholder a lot of stuff because we need some part of the mechanic to exist, but we don't need it to be feature complete, but we need the mechanic to exist to build the rest of it, and then we can go back and make the first part better later.
Exactly. We're building it twice. We're building a bad one in stages, and we're building the good one against the bad one. And as we get the pieces that hook to each other completed, we can replace the bad version with a better version, and then we can replace the bad version with it. But because it's so interconnected, we have to build it in stages. So now we're going to start writing the junk throwaway ones, with the understanding they're junk throwaway ones, and they will be replaced. But yeah, that's how we're building scaffolding. You don't leave the scaffolding up. You build the scaffolding, you build the building, you move the scaffolding, you build the building. Man, that's going to be cool, though. That is going to be cool.
We also should probably talk to him. Well, actually, not just Alpha, but like them and them as an entity.
Yeah.
About what parts of that they have exclusive rights to.
They don't.
Or the concepts thereof.
They don't. That's something we have explicitly delivered the message to them on.
Well, the reason I say that is there's some parts of that we may want to repurpose in our own ways.
Yeah.
And if push came to shove in a court of law, if they're like, you did that for, as work part, like, no, yeah, we built it for you the first time, but at the same time, we could rebuild it. Like, we built it once. There's nothing to say we didn't just build this again out of our own memory. So...
No, that is something that we discussed up front, is we already have an agreement to do a similar-ish system. We don't retain ownership of any of that stuff. Or we do retain ownership of all of that stuff, with the exception of the deliverable platform that they will be running on.
It's like their specific combined version of
right. They're buying that finished product, but we own everything on the back.
Yeah, come to think of it, most of the stuff in there is all like nothing new.
Yeah.
Or proprietary, really.
Yeah. It's all in how we wire it together. Man, you guys are in for so much good stuff when we can actually talk about these. We have so much cool stuff going on right now, and I wish I could get into more detail.
And the best part is some some parts of the thing for Tantrum is also technically the thing that Jiggy's been wanting us to build too.
Yeah, but we need to talk to him about that because theirs may supplant his.
Right. That's why I say that's like, that's why I asked, like, do we have the rights to that? Because if he like, hey, I want to
No,
build that too. It's like,
from
no,
the
use
ground
theirs.
up. The first conversation we had, he was sitting at the table with us. So I made it abundantly clear, yeah, we're also going to be building something like this for. This isn't going to be an exclusive thing. And he's like, well, you know, ours is going to be the Tantrum one. And I'm like, yeah, good, perfect, fine, yes. That's all well and good. You're getting a customized version of a thing that we build. Anyway, we're about at the halfway point. I think we're going to take a few-minute break. I'm going to run some ads before Twitch decides to run them for me. Go get yourself something to drink. Take yourself a bathroom break if you need to. Do what you gotta. We will be back with you in just about 5.
Do what you gotta. Pour acid into water. No.
Welcome back to the Blue House Bull session. We are back with you. We are back with you? Are we back with you? We are back with you. What do you know? Just like that. All it took was a single button press. Can you believe it? I just mentioned during the break real quickly that I love finally having my Stream Deck set up, and I keep coming up with new things it would be really useful for, and I am going to continue to add things to it, but between you and MC's advice of automate everything, like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, this will be neat, this will be helpful, and I let it sit for a while I tried to figure out what to do with it. And when it finally started to gel what it would work for, now I want to do everything with. Not everything, but like, it's well suited as a control surface to make things happen. For example, I have a button. I don't know why I have this button. I do know why I have this button that does that. I'm just putting that out there. Speaking of which, I need to update my Final Fantasy 14 copy pasta. It's out of date.
I think it's up to 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to change it to Heaven S word and all of that.
Okay. Two things. One, I have the 3x5 version.
Yeah.
I want 2 Stream Decks.
I get that.
But because pages are great, but there's some dedicated buttons I want the Neo because I want ideally I would like the one with the audio knobs, because I think having analog knobs on that would be good for audio management.
Yeah.
Which, aside to that, they came out with a new base for it that is a USB hub, and there's also one that's an XLR hub.
Oh.
Like the back panel is because you know how the Stream Deck, the triangle, like the back's just a frame.
Yeah.
They have one for the Stream Deck Plus that the back is an actual electronic hub to do stuff. And I'm like, oh man, if you did like XLR audio stuff, oh my god, and then you could just wire your stuff into that, like, ooh,
that's kind of what
But as without that, what I would like to have ideally is a Stream Deck Neo, which I wish I had the money to go get it, because they're becoming super cheap because they were selling them through Target, and they're showing up in the clearance bins at Targets because they got some they're not selling. They're like, just fucking get rid of it. And people are finding them for like $15 because they dropped them from 100 to 70, and then they're just like trying to clearance them out.
Is that like online or like in stores clearance bin thing?
In stores.
When do you want to go to Target?
They're hit or miss. They're like just in places where like they're not moving at all. It's not like all of them got moved. It's randomly as they're like, we need the space, just get rid of them. But yeah, I should go. I have to go out. I have to go out that way tomorrow. I will check. I have to go out to Lorraine. I have to go out to Elyria tomorrow. But yes, I will check the Targets out in my errands tomorrow and check.
Let me know what they have, because I like, if they're at any reasonable price, I can sponsor us a pair.
Well, they're also have been on sale, discounted to about $70, which is 30% off of the retail of $100, which is still a good price based on what I originally paid for this thing. But the reason is there's like lights and stuff. There's IoT non-computery stuff that I would like to have on a dedicated, this works over here. I always have access to these buttons.
Right.
And then have my 3x5 for
context stuff.
Yeah.
One's global commands and one's context commands. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, I think I understand. Like, if I did that, I would like to replace this one with the bigger one, the XL.
Yeah.
The 8x5, 8x4.
Yeah.
The not 3x5 one.
Not the rack one, but the medium one.
Well, it's still the desk. I don't remember what size it is, but yeah, it's the XL, the bigger one, because 15 buttons is almost not enough. If it was 20, it'd be perfectly fine. But it's like I need just a little bit more buttons.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you go into pages and stuff, you automatically lose one button. If you do folders, you lose one button to go up. If you do pages, you lose two buttons because you have to have at least one go to another. You don't have to have left and right buttons, but you do at least have one to go to another. You just have to make sure they cycle around.
Yeah.
Which is the other advantage the Neo does, is it has dedicated hardware buttons for page turning. So yeah, it's only eight buttons, but at the same time, you have two buttons that you use for navigation. So
I also need to go look at the Streamlabs like plugins and stuff, or not Streamlabs, but Stream Deck plugins. That's what I was trying to say.
yeah.
I'm curious what they have for MIDI. 15 buttons is just over an octave. That's 12 and 3 buttons to spare. Could I use it as a MIDI controller?
XL is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8x4. It's 32 buttons.
Nice.
Which is just more than double the size. It's like, could you just do 2 Stream Decks instead of one bigger one? But then you have 2 devices to manage. But at the same time, even that would be good, because you could have, think of the context of streaming. I have like my mutes and my audio and my scene changing and stuff there. I could leave one on there and then have another one for the thing I'm doing on the stream.
Yeah.
And have them change pages independently, or do I just have one and have all the stuff on one page? Because you can't like change. If you could manage in blocks of 16 and 4x4 and 4x4.
Yeah.
Instead of, if you could like run two virtual pages of icons on a Stream Deck XL, that would be incredible. Because I don't know if I would need 32 buttons for a single context.
But if you had 16 global and 16 per context, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could absolutely see that. Yeah, it's been real nice to play with this thing, and I see a lot more that I can automate with it that I think I want to try to at some point. God help us if I start using it in Minecraft.
We both have. I showed you that Who's Live, the bar raider with the pictures. That would be having another deck of those live at all times, so I could see who was live while I'm still streaming. I have to switch pages. That would be a good. I need 32 buttons, but I want these to be a separate page than these 16, so I could flip different pages.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Oh, look, Jiggy is live.
Yeah. I think when we finish up, we'll probably go right into him. I think he's doing Metroid Wheel tonight, right? He should be doing Metroid Wheel. I hope he rolls Zero Mission. I want to see him play through Zero Mission. I think that is my Metroid game of choice. I love all the 2D ones, but I think that is my Metroid game of choice. Did I ever give you back Dread? I'll look later. He's got his container there. He's all set to go.
No. I
Okay.
have Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one of these of all the games. My camera's not going to focus because it's.
I need one of those to take apart. I still stand by what I'd like to do to sell at craft shows is gut super common NES carts and make an NES cart switch holder.
What do you mean?
Like for Switch cartridges, like your thing, if the outer shell was an actual NES cart.
You mean like these?
No. I mean
Oh.
like one big NES cart that's just got the slots inside. You open your copy of Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, and inside it's got holders for 8 games. Yeah, those are cute. But I just mean like one big one that hinges open like a book, yeah.
Yeah.
As if I needed another project hobby craft to get into at this point.
What I would love is a wooden block with the exact bottom shape. Because like they have the little indentation you can see against my shirt. They have the little like nubbin. I would love like a block of wood that I could display these standing upright.
We could do that. We can do that. I know a guy.
Maybe not wood. Maybe not wood, but like even 3D print it, you know. But
yeah.
Man, it. There's, we talked briefly about woodworking stuff at one point.
Yeah.
The things I would get into if. Oh yeah, here's the page finally loaded. It took 700 forevers.
Oh yeah. Let me just there we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at that extra USBs, an SD card reader on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, see like that.
Yeah.
Because the Stream Deck Plus with the audio knobs, the USB port comes straight out of the back. It's not a weird flat panel one. And they didn't know what to do with that back, because right now if you look at it's just like it's an empty filler frame.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is neat and I hate it. The scroll to rotate here. As you scroll the page, it rotates. Yeah, I get it. Uplink. That's tidy. A snap to assemble. Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Screen share messed up my crop. I didn't plan ahead, so I just captured the window and cropped your head out of it. Because I can't pop. Wait, maybe I can? No. Copy guest slot link 1. There's no way for me to pop a single person out of this guest star window. Right? Is there?
You might be able to get a single person source if you
guest slot
copy guest slot link if you hit the hot dog menu. I don't know. Stream Together's neat. I will give it that.
Stream Together's neat as long as you. Oh, yeah, that's what that is.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So I could take this. Well, no, because I'm capturing the audio out of that. Okay, that's what it is.
Marvels of modern technology. OBS be like.
No, close. Why did...
Oh no, he broke everything forever?
It changed. Now there's a layout thing. I don't know. I don't know how to computer.
Me neither. So it goes. So it goes. So anyway, I was looking through, much like you were looking through, this Uline catalog the other day. For those of you who don't know, we run a small business now. Like officially, we're on paper and everything. We have the licensure and everything. We're a real business.
We're a real boy.
And you could tell that we are a real business because they sent me a Uline catalog addressed to the manager of the shipping department at Hergel Studios, LLC. Man, it is so difficult not to just order everything in here because, I don't know, all this stuff makes it feel like there's an air of legitimacy.
If
I can't go to Office
Max. If we have a physical space, we know how to do this.
Yes, we do. But it's like I can't go to Office Max for the same reason. It's just plain dangerous because I want everything, because I want it to feel like a real office. You know? I need storage cabinets. Stupid glaring light.
What would you store in the cabinets, Jason?
All of this shit.
We're a software company. What are you storing in them?
Software, apparently. I need 5 gallons of Fast Orange hand cleaner. I need a roll of blue shop towel. I actually do need to buy blue shop towels soon. I need to get more candle supplies soon. I think I'm going to be able to do a candle show or two over the holidays. And goodness knows I could use a couple extra bucks, and usually that'll turn into that for me if I do it right. Plus, Taylor, bless her, has been working on an updated logo for Bell Book and Candle and Apothecary. Live on her stream. If you're not already following Taylor, let me do this thing. Yeah. Let me give a shout out to our friend Tattle Taylor, who has been working on some art for many things for us and interested in doing a bunch more. And doing a lot of it live on stream. Come see the creative process from a Zeldathon team member and very dear friend of ours. Taylor's a sweetheart. She really is. She's the best. And I love the work she's been doing on like the Bell Book and logo. Like I'm hyped. I am hyped big time. I have to like hit her up later and be like, "Hey, by the way, give me a shipping address. I'm not going to do anything more sinister than send you a care package of candles, but let me know where to send them. If you're doing the logo, the least I can do is like show you how it looks on a real product. Also, have some candles. They're good. You will like them.
They're delicious.
They are. And they're non-toxic. They don't taste as good as they smell. Don't ask me how I know that. But yeah, candle season's back in full swing. I did get asked if I could do wax melts for a holiday event coming up for one of my dear friends. She asked me. First of all, she says, I don't know when I turn into the little old lady going to the church meetup with all the other little old ladies. But all the other little old church ladies are doing a holiday event, and I want to take wax melts. And I told her, yes, I will absolutely make them for you and take them and share them and show them off and all of that. So.
I have a weird wax question.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of wax melts because I'm one of those people. And they're kind of aging a little bit and they're blooming kind of like how chocolate does.
Yeah.
Are they still good? Is it just the wax, the stuff's leaking out and leaving the wax shell behind, basically?
Yeah, some of it will crystallize, but they're still good. They're still fine. They should still work. And as they heat up, the crystal should redissolve into the wax.
Okay.
You'll see that more prominently in, depending on the type of wax, you'll see that more or less prominently.
If they're like soy or not.
Yeah. Palm wax
Gotcha.
is the one where you'll see that the most, but it's actually kind of prized for the crystalline structure it will take on in general as a decorative thing. And then the bloom as a result of that is just age and oxidation and everything, but heat will get it back to state. But palm wax, when it's cooled, makes crazy like crystal patterns in the wax itself already that are gorgeous. If it weren't so bloody expensive, I would be using it for stuff because it's pretty. Kind of like I used to do the beeswax lined ones with the honeycomb pattern on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that was such a pain to do, but it came out looking so good. I
will have to remember that.
Yeah, definitely check out palm wax and how it crystallizes sometime. I need to make notebooks again soon too. After Halloween, I have stuff to worry about up until Halloween. After the start of November, I can get kind of arms deep in some of the craft stuff after we have the before Halloween stuff out of the way. Which the only real like before Halloween thing we have to worry about is MC's thing.
Right.
And even then we have grace time. We just gave ourselves a deadline of Halloween to ensure that we met the real deadline. But we're actually well on track for that.
It's because there's going to be revisions.
Yeah.
You have to bake in time for revisions with any of that stuff because it's not when the launch date is not the due date.
Right.
If your professor comes back with modifications you need,
Yep.
you're screwed.
Yep. But that one's looking good. I'm actually feeling pretty good about that. And looking at what we still have left to do from the ground up and the list of changes we have on the stuff that already exists. I'm feeling really good about it.
Yeah.
Assuming. I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
No. Well,
I know what happens when I say I feel good about that. I'm going to end up with my hands falling off. I'm going to be like not only working on this, but only able to type with my nose.
Well, the major part of the project is done and stable. It is plugging in new modules to it.
Right.
And even the framework for those is pretty well
set and established. And
yeah, so it's copy and paste and what does this one thing have to do? So it's not like you're doing a ton of, and even the individual modules are not that complex.
Right. That's one thing that works in our favor. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty okay about it. It's been a lot of fun. I will say that. Like working on this one has it's been a blast. Man, I'm so excited to tell you guys all about that when that comes together. Excuse me.
You should ask MC if there's any reason why we can't talk about it.
We're
like not specifics, but like not like show off like the individual.
I don't want to get into detail until the thing it's for is announced, and then we'll have a little more leeway.
Okay.
And that should be this week. As a matter of fact, we will have up in our where's my camera edge? Up in our not sponsor rotator up there, we will have an image to plug it, which I am excited for as well. Because it'll be the first new thing added to our sponsor rotator in a little while. Ever since I started sharing Blue Tie Designs, because I love the stuff they make so much. So much. Where was I? I was saying something. Oh, yeah. Once
Oh, you
once the event is a little more well known, we'll be able to speak a little bit more about it.
okay?
And then once the thing is over, I want to do a whole like post-mortem on it. I want to take an episode and we'll just go through how everything went. That'll be fun. To do a debriefing afterwards, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Did we? No, we didn't really. We did like our launch party thing, but we haven't talked much more about Cafe since then. I know I've talked a couple times. People have been asking me about what's coming next for it, and I've got some notes on it that I need to make sure are in the right places so we know what to get in place for everything. But we need to race that one to the like no longer early access finish line here too.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to be able to play crowd control. That's all I want. I want crowd control for everyone. I want everyone to be able to use Twitch chat. I mean, technically they can, but yeah,
Yeah. Wait. They can't.
right now to turn it on. That feature only exists in the same branch as crowd control, like the beta testing branch.
Oh. Okay.
So like in the public branch that you get by default, that control is not there.
Well, you can do tag named alternate versions on Steam.
Yes.
You go put in a code thing. You can either make it on a list or you can put in a special code and get
That's how we have that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I guess.
Oh no, sorry, no.
I just build the branch. I'm like, I don't know what we published.
Yes, the secret branch that has support for crowd control and Twitch integration is password locked behind the secret password crowd control, all one word, lowercase. So
Okay.
anybody who does not have this password crowd control, all one word, lowercase, cannot use the Twitch interactivity features of Let's Cafe yet. See what I did there? You like that? I'm feeling clever. But technically, it's not in public release. That is considered a beta branch. There is still stuff that is subject to break, so if you do go in and do that, be aware. We know there is some hinkiness and hairiness with it. We are actively addressing. Point is, that CRO. I do need to message Saturn this week though, and get the like actual crowd control stuff finalized and be like, okay, yo, we're ready. Are you ready to hit the switch? Because we'll hit the switch. And having Danny back, things in Danny's life. I'm not going to air too much dirty laundry here, but things in Danny's life got simultaneously very hectic and very liberated all at the same time. Everything is on fire, but he has free time now that he did not have before. So we have our artist back to work on stuff. So a lot of the things I wanted to do that are art dependent, we can actually make happen now. Like the seasons update I keep saying I want to do, which I want to write out so we know what goes in the seasons update.
Yeah.
But that's one that is a small enough set of changes that I want to just fold it back into main. And I don't think it will take us long to implement. I don't think it will be difficult to implement the structure I have in my head if I write down the structure I have in my head into something we collectively can implement in pieces.
Let's plan that out.
Yes.
And get some feedback, because I can already think of a few things that I would want to. I can think of something I know you want to do that I want to veto, and I know something I want to suggest for it.
Okay.
but it's kind of based on if we can pull off some other technology things.
Okay. Okay.
I keep trying to work on the wild card thing, and I load it up, I get all the stuff, I go down into where the recipe matching is. I start tearing it apart and I start trying to fix it. I'm like, okay, I know what I have to do. How do I make this work
Yeah.
without breaking the other rest of it? And it's like, yeah. Because if we could have, do we have a name for it? Of just what do we call that? Just wild card recipes or adjustable or what do we call that?
Customizable.
I guess variable recipes.
Template recipes.
Template recipe would be good.
Yeah.
Tag based recipes.
That works. That works.
What we're talking about is right now the way every recipe in Let's Cafe is a very specific set of items, and the positions are wild card. Like, let's say like a hot dog. A hot dog, it goes a topping and then a hot dog and then a bun. But in the 3x3 grid, they're wild carded within the rows. So the bun has to be in any of the, like they could be diagonal. They don't have to be straight up and down. We show a default one just so we have something to draw. But realistically, the hot dog, like you could have the bun in the left and the hot dog in the right and the topping in the middle, and it'll work.
Yeah.
But if we have a hot dog with mustard and a hot dog with ketchup, they're two separate recipes. And if you swapped out the mustard for the ketchup, you unlock the other recipe. But it's not a actually there's two things. There's one, a base item with different toppings, which is something entirely different. It's like hot dog with toppings. That's a whole different mechanic that is going to be kind of a nightmare. But it's more specifically like a latte.
Mm-hmm.
You have coffee and a milk, but we have 7 different types of milks. If you want an oat chai versus an almond chai, you have to have the specific things. So we have 7 different chais or lattes for one for every milk.
Yeah.
If we want latte, and you could put asterisk milk here in this slot, opposed to just almond milk. That's what we have to do. What I'm thinking about, the best way I can figure out how to do this so far is to have tag all the ingredients of the similar thing. So they are milk _ alt, and you add that tag into the recipe editor.
As opposed to a specific ingredient. Yeah.
Right. And then we store that in there. And then if you add anything, the thing is getting it to match because of the way we're checking item IDs and not, it's like, oh, it's because it boils down to, oh, this takes item 17 and something resolves that into the actual thing. We don't say almond _ milk. It says item 17.
Yeah.
So other than add that and then anything can match that, and it's like, oh, what do we do? Like, it's all possible, but I'm trying to do it without changing the entire structure of the way recipes are done, because there's a lot of other involved stuff, like the named NPCs, and they ask for very specific.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is you also have to have a way for, if somebody comes in and asks for an oat chai, yes, you have to make them an oat chai. Do we say, hey, chai, well, what kind of milk? We don't want to prompt like, well, what kind of milk do you want? We want them to ask for a thing, but like, where do we implement that? What do we put that on where you can substitute something else in there and unlock it?
Yeah.
It's because the recipe file, for every recipe we add, it's just it's a whole new blob, which I know space is infinite, but it's also finite at the same time. It's kind of weird. But it's like, it's the handcrafting of every single thing and every single variable.
Yeah.
Like, we added all those deep fried items, and we had to add a whole bunch of the variants for every type of thing. There's a thing in programming, and I explained this to our dear spreadsheet friend, whether you have to optimize for either it is easier for me to code, it's either for me to code and manage, but it's slightly more inconvenient for the end user to use. Or you can optimize, it's easier for the end user to use, but it's more initial one-time work for us.
Right.
And in the end run, that's the thing you always want to go for. Because you write it once, but they're going to use it every day. If I can code something and have it save them a minute every time they use it, but they use it 10 times a day, 6 days a week, that's how many minutes, but it took me a one-time investment of an hour to build it.
And you're not, see, the thing is, you're never selling software. You're never selling software. You're selling a skill, you're selling an ability, you're selling an experience, but you're never selling the software. Nobody except the people working on your software care what the code looks like. The maintainers do, because they have to go in and maintain it. But like, it doesn't matter if you did something in the most clever way or not. It is in how it's reflected in the experience that the end user is paying for.
We don't ship lines of code.
Yeah.
We ship features.
Also, welcome Taylor, and yes, please steal the Uwu Final Fantasy copy pasta. We were just singing your praises earlier too. Taylor was hanging out with us while we were watching cast play last night. Astral Empress. She's playing 14. That was fun. I like hanging out with her. She's pretty okay.
Who, Cass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She good people. She good people. I like her.
Ooh, my hard drive's done. What did I get?
Aw, you're so sweet. We are flattered. Man, oh man. Anyway, I'm kind of curious. You don't have to tell me now on stream, but I'm kind of curious what you want to veto in the seasons update. Because honestly,
I don't even know. But Jason, I've known you on this planet for close to 40 years. I know there's going to be something that's going to fall out of your head that I'm going to be like, no.
I have been dialing it back so much that I think when you see it, you're going to be like, that's all? And I'm going to be like, yeah, I decided that's the only parts of it that are important to me. I think you will be surprised by that.
Yeah, Taylor, we've known oh God, I was in first grade?
Yeah.
So it was 5 or 6?
Yeah. 30 plus years we've been yeah.
Yeah, you would have been what? 3rd grade? Because we were 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 35 years?
Right around there.
Half of that I lived in your house, or at least your basement.
Yeah. Neither of us. We were both terrible at school. We're both smart, but we were both very bad at school.
By what definition of better?
That's true, because depending on your metric, I got expelled less total times.
Yeah.
I am not sure which of us would have had better grades.
Okay, is it still considered expelled if you fought the system and actually got it overturned, which they didn't even know you could do? Is that like getting impeached but not ejected?
Yeah.
Because then in that case I got expelled twice.
Fair.
I got expelled once and got that overturned. I got expelled another time, and they technically offered me to go to the alternative school for the rest of the year, which was hilarious. And then, because of a weird set of alignment of classes I failed, I had to go for a 5th year of high school because I did not meet at the end of my 4th year of school. During my 4th year of school, I did not technically have enough credits to be considered a senior. And at the end of that year, I also would not have enough credits to meet the credit schedule to graduate, even if I wasn't considered a senior, which was just a dumb, weird thing. But I knew mathematically there was no way I could not physically complete enough classes in parallel to graduate that year. So I was going to have to, even with summer school, I was going to have to go to a 5th year of high school. But I knew, because I paid attention to stuff, they were changing the credit schedule of the graduation requirements for that 5th year of school. And I automatically had more than enough credits to pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not pass here mathematically, and I was automatically overqualified the next year. So none of the classes I had to take in that 5th year of high school mattered. I only had to take elective credits to just fill up a general, you showed up and took enough dumb classes.
Yep.
But I already overqualified for all my core, you have to have 4 credits of math. I had 5 credits of math. And it's oh, so my 5th year of high school was entirely electives.
Yep.
I took 2 full semesters of nothing but electives. There was one half of the year I had 3 cooking classes. Back to back to back, and a lunch period in between. And they were all with the same teacher. I tortured this poor woman day in and day out for 4 hours in some sort of cooking class.
I love that.
And then the second half of the year, I had 3 different computer classes. And one of them was in the same room. And I had a lunch period in between. So I would go in and I would just crawl under the desk and sleep through both of the classes if I needed a nap.
Because, computer class for us at that time, the
teacher didn't give me a textbook. I walked into class. He was going around and handing the book and write down what book number. And he just didn't call me. And he's like, I didn't get a book. Like, do you want one? And I'm like, don't I need it to do the work? And he's like, no. And he opened up his grade book, and my line all the way across. This was the first day he was handing out the textbook, and for my name, he wrote 100s and every square on his graph paper all the way to the right. He's like, nothing I'm going to expose you in this class. You're going to need to learn.
Yeah.
I am not even going to assign it to you. I'm not going to grade it. You could teach this literally asleep 10 times over. I am not even going to try. It is not worth the paper, wasting the paper for you to write answers down and my time to look at it and rubber stamp it. I'm not going to assign you the work to show up every day to class. That's all I ask.
Yep.
He was also a sports coach, so he didn't care.
Man,
I wonder if he's still alive.
Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. I did that recently. That's never a good avenue to go down. But yeah, short answer is we were both terrible at school because, ADHD troublemaking punks. And too smart for our own good and all of that whatnot. And then we learned how to be decent human beings at some point along the way. I'm not sure how the hell that happened. I think we just bounced off each other enough in this grand rock tumbler of life that it filed down some of the rough edges. But yeah, school was great. A lot of fun memories. Not very good at it. Bad grades all around, with a couple exceptions, and it's the classes I really, really got into, But big time underachiever. Didn't really care much for doing homework because I had other things I wanted to do. Except when we made a homework club, and we would go to the coffee shop after school. a group of 3 or 4 of us, and sit there at the coffee shop and do our homework. Was the only time I would get my homework done, because damned if I was doing it at home. But when I started driving, I could like gather up me and you and Phil came with us, not Janky, other Phil, the one with the big
Yeah.
brother, and Debbie would come with
It's
us
Rocky.
sometimes. Yeah.
It's Rocky too.
Yeah, Matt would come with us. And we would go to the coffee shop and we would just sit there for an hour or two and consume too much caffeine and do homework. And then we'd go home. Once our homework was done. That part I kind of liked. That part wasn't so bad. If you have to do work, do it in an environment you don't mind being. And I always did my math homework.
And looking back, and we went to a coffee shop and we drank enough stimulants that probably should have killed somebody, and drinks that required waivers, and then you look back and you're looking in retrospect, they say, all these caffeine and stimulants kind of self-medicate,
I wonder,
ADHD like things, and with enough caffeine and stimulants, it kind of helps that, and it helps you focus and stay on task, and you're like, oh, that's why we had spent all that time in the coffee shop doing homework.
Makes so much sense now in retrospect. If only we'd have figured that. Yeah. So it goes. Now we know. Now we have learned. Now we officially understand all that. I'm still not doing anything smart about it, but at least I'm doing something about it. Speaking of which, this week's show is brought to you by Javi. They're not sponsoring me or anything, but if I hadn't had that cup of it, I wouldn't have made it through. I'd have fallen asleep. It is approaching nap time. So I am a little old man, and I need my nap in the middle of the day. Although if 8 p.m. is the middle of the day, your schedule is broken.
Oh, dude, I went and got my oil changed today because I was tired of staring at the thing, and I knew I needed to go get it, and I had a so I scheduled it for 1 o'clock, and then I stayed up too late, and then I set a bunch of alarms, and I woke up in a panic at noon thinking I had overslept, except I woke up at 10:30. So I'm like, okay, I still have time. And it's like, no, you of course have time. It is 10:30. Your appointment's at 1. You don't have to like buffer an hour ahead of time. You have to get up, run through the shower briefly, throw on some clothes, and walk in there to a mechanical shop and drop off your car. It's not like you have to get ready to go to the airport. You just have to drive 5 minutes down the road and say, here are my keys. I'll be back in an hour. And then I went next door to an Arby's and sat there and had a shake and played on my computer for an hour.
Yep.
And it's like,
that's on my list, not Arby's, but I gotta bring this up because it's me. I need to get McDonald's this week. I know the Genshin promo is over. I want a chicken Big Mac.
Okay.
So I need to get myself some McDonald's this week.
It's okay.
That's what I've been hearing. I at least want to try it for myself.
The thing is you run a risk of getting a shitty Big Mac. When's the last time you've had a Big Mac? Like, they just don't make them. Nobody puts care of quality into making fast food anymore. You end up with those with they just threw the ingredients at the box, caught it midair, and threw it to the bag and get it out. Yeah. Not like they actually put the stuff centered. If you actually get a well-made Big Mac, it's perfectly fine. If you get everything shifted to the side or the cheese is off this way and they just don't care, it's not going to be good no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. True.
It's a little drier because you don't realize there's a inherent moistness because of beef, whereas the chicken is not as moist. The thing that messes you up is it's not the McChicken patties.
No, it's apparently like a big chicken nugget.
Yes, and I don't like that.
See, that's why I want to try it, is I want to see how that is. The rest of the Big Mac is window dressing for the patty-sized nugget.
Well, I almost want to get 2 McChickens, plain, and swap out the protein myself and see how it's different.
See, I want to go the other, but I want the variety burger. I want the land, sea, and air. I want Noah's Ark. I want a Big Mac with 1 beef and 1 chicken. Can I get a Big Mac and a chicken Big Mac and just like Frankenstein them myself, and the 2 of us will try a terrible abomination unto the Lord Mac?
So to keep it land, sea, air, it would be beef, chicken, fish.
That would be ideal. Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Chicken counts as air.
Fish.
I don't care.
Well, yeah, but fish, land, sea, and air.
So
Fish goes in the middle.
Beef, fish, chicken. There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
The Arkwich.
The surf and turf, except the surf is chicken. A surfing chicken. That's the gimmick.
Well, okay. Do you go 2 proteins or do you swap out the middle bun for another protein?
I personally would go 2, but I could see the appeal in 3.
Okay, so what we need is 3 Big Macs. We make 1 permutation of each, split it in half, and try them.
Yeah.
So we each have 1.5 Big Macs of food.
Yes,
But
perfect.
it's 2 full patties of each for each of us.
And you know what? While I'm yelling about fast food things that I want, I'll make it quick because we're over time. We're going to cut here shortly. But I'm going to start with a list of things that I want. I want Taco Bell to bring back the Bell Beefer. And I will say that every opportunity I get, I want the Bell Beefer back so badly. It's like a sloppy Joe, but taco. How could that possibly go wrong? It's so good. I want the Bell Beefer back.
How could that go wrong, you say?
I want the McSpicy Paneer from McDonald's India. It's a fried paneer patty with the spicy mayo. That's all it is. And I love me some paneer cheese. I want a McSpicy Paneer.
I really wanted a milkshake. So I went and got the milkshake, and then I wanted some food, but I didn't want, but they had 2 for $6 roast beefs.
Yeah.
So I ate one of them there, and I was going to intend to take the other one home, and I did. I got home like, oh, I saw this other roast beef. I should like reheat it a little bit and just consume it before I come downstairs. I'm like, but I got it dry because I didn't know when I was going to eat the other one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to put something on it, and I still had my bottle of tahini on the countertop from something I ate like some point. I just never put it away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this is within arm's reach, and the pepper's not. So I just threw a couple dashes of tahini on top of the Arby's roast beef, and it was good.
I'm into it. I am into it. I still need to make you gummy bears. I need to make you gummy bears soon.
Yes, I require gummy bears.
Yes.
Also, ones you make.
I will make you gummy bears too. And I want Burger King to bring back the long cheeseburger. You know, the one that came on the chicken sandwich bun? Just I want Burger King to bring back the long cheeseburger. I think that Burger King Canada might still have it. The US Burger King needs to bring back the long burger.
There's something weird with Burger King, and like what is going on with them? Like, Burger King, are you okay? Blink, like,
are you under duress? Do you require assistance?
Yeah. I don't. There's always the old joke of McDonald's spends millions and millions of dollars to do market research for where to put new McDonald's, and Burger King just builds wherever there's McDonald's.
Yeah.
But it's like, are they even trying?
The thing is, BK corporate is, BK franchisers aren't. And their franchise model is just different enough that it allows for a whole... McDonald's keeps a pretty tight grip on their franchisees. Burger King is a lot more forgiving. They are.
Like, even Subway has better, like, control over their franchisees, like, almost to a detriment. But like,
yeah, you can say that again. John Oliver did a whole piece about it. That's never a good sign. Have you ever seen John Oliver do a good story? Does he ever share good things in the news? Does that happen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What show do I need to watch to see him be happy about something, as opposed to going between disheartened and panicked? I mean, I love Last Week Tonight. I love John Oliver in general, but man, he just reminds me that the world's a horrible place. Ah, well. Point is, give me back my bell beefer. Give me back my potato wedges. They teased us. Arby's brought back the potato cakes for a month or so as a promotional thing, and then they took them away again. And I am officially an old person because I am upset that they went away again. Bring back my long cheeseburger. Give me the McSpicy paneer. Give me the Russian Papa John's to Russia with love pizza with the mashed potatoes and the bacon and onion on it. You know? Give me the Maharaja Mac. Give me the breakfast wraps from Philippines McDonald's. I want all the international foods, and I want all the terrible removed menu items back. Give me back the McDonald's pineapple burger that they were going to introduce as a Lent thing to supplement the fish sandwich. Give me back mixed spaghetti. Give us McPizza at every location. Bring back the entire chain of Wimpy's. I want a roast beef from Rax, damn it. I want to go down to Sizzler. I want to go to the Sizzler and enjoy their buffet. I want the steak tips. Okay, on a serious note, I think we are actually going to be wrapping here. I just wanted to fade out yelling and ranting and screaming the whole time. Thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you next week, if not before. I should be doing music as per usual this Friday. I know I missed last Friday, so it goes. It happens. And I'm going to try and get some Minecraft in, or at least working while AFKing Minecraft in between. Keep your eyes on Fuzzy as well. He's going to be doing Satisfactory, and goodness only knows what else. I think you got raids coming up. You got weeklies coming up soon, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta do a little bit of that tonight before I end, because Moogle Home events! Grind the same 6 dungeons that you've done. Yeah.
Make sure you're...
Oh, I got my donut earring.
Nice. Make sure you're following Uber Fuzzy. Make sure you're following Taylor, who got a shout out earlier. Make sure you're following Jiggy, who we're going to go crash in on doing Metroid Wheel. And until next time, we love you guys. Be safe and be well. We will catch you later.